Hi, community. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Kristin Skelton, and I'm the founder of Bud Funding. And here we are all about helping you live your best sustainable life. So, in today's video, it's going to be very practical and you can incorporate this whenever you watch this. But before we dive right in, I just want to let everyone know that the Sustainable Human Workshop is now on my website. So you can follow the link in the description of this video and it will take you right to the workshop and you can download it and complete it on your own time. So let's get into today's video. I've kind of broken this into two sections. So first, I'm going to be sharing how to get rid of stuff, so how to declutter your home. And then the second section is going to be about how do we stop those things from coming into our home in the first place, right? So let's get into the first section, which is how do we get rid of the stuff that we currently have? So number one is reorganize. And I did this a couple weeks ago, and what I did is I did it with my t-shirt drawer. And I did the Marie Kondo method. So if you can see, all my t-shirts are there. And it did take me some time, but now I love looking at it. Every time I open my drawer, it just makes me happy because it's so organized. But what happened there was I took everything out of my t-shirt drawer and then I could really take inventory of what I have. So there was a few things that I was like, oh, I was thinking I needed like a black t-shirt. And I was like, oh, I found a black t-shirt that was underneath everything. So you can really see what you already have and then you don't have to go out and purchase it. But also you can see that, oh, I didn't wear these t-shirts, these 3 t-shirts in the last year. And so now you can donate those. And so basically, when you reorganize something, take everything out, you can really see what you have. And then you can choose whether to donate it or whatnot, and then organize it and put it back. So that's number one is reorganize. Number two is after you reorganize, you can then see if you want to sell things. So this is a great way too if you have spent a lot of money on an item and you're not using it, but you don't want to get rid of it, right? Because you're like, oh, I spent so much money. I don't want to just throw it out. So you can sell these items. And, if it's clothing, look for some clothing consignment stores. If it's there's all sports equipment. There's also sport equipment consigning places. Of course, you can sell it online. That's really easy as well. So definitely, sell what you're not using. Number three is donate. So if you go out and purchase something, and say you're purchasing clothes, you bring it back, for every item you purchase, make sure you donate one item or sell. But whatever you bring in the house, the equal amount has to leave. And I know some people, when they buy one item, then they'll get rid of 2, or when they'll buy one item, they'll get rid of 3. So it just depends what your own comfort level is. Number 4 is regift. So do you have an item, t-shirt, um, something for the home that's beautiful that you're not using at all? And could you regift that to someone? Could you give it to someone that, would really appreciate that, would love it, would be grateful of it? So what do you have that is in great condition that could be a gift for someone else? And therefore, in the process, you are decluttering your home. Number 5, let's talk about paper. So my kind of problem areas, I would say, are my office and then my toiletries, because I do love natural skincare. But in terms of paper is always tricky because there's little note pieces everywhere. And for me, it's always a little tricky keeping that space nice and tidy. So what I would say there is digitalize as much as possible. So try your best not to print anything off the computer. And if you have to print something, keep that piece, file it, and then when you need to print something else, print it on that same sheet of paper. And then recycle that paper at the end. Another thing that I do is I have a little note in my signature, so in the signature of my emails, and it says, think green. Please consider the environment before printing this email. So then that's at the bottom of every email I send out. And so you're just letting other people know to do the same thing as you. So now let's get into some ideas of how not to reclutter the house once we've made it sparkling and shiny. So, number one is if you need something, can you rent or borrow it instead of purchasing it? So that way you're going to save money, but also if it's something that you're not going to use a ton, it makes much more sense to rent or borrow it, right? Number two, if you are itching to buy something, or say you just saw an ad online and you're like, oh, I really want that, right? Wait 24 hours before you make that purchase to make sure it's something that you really want and you could really use as opposed to an impulse buy. Number three, make sure you have a place for the item before you buy it. So if it's, for the kitchen or, even make sure you have room in your closet. Make sure you have a space and it's not going to clutter up another space or it's not going to go in storage, right? We want to make sure we have a space to put it. It's going to look nice before we buy it. Number four is create a financial goal. So this will help stop us from making a lot of small purchases that these small purchases might clutter up our space. When we have a big goal and then we can make a little plan to get to that goal, we're going to feel so much better when we reach that financial goal as opposed to making a lot of smaller purchases that were easier to get and they're now cluttering our house, but they didn't really provide us with that much satisfaction, right? So create a larger financial goal and create the steps on how to get it. That way, that's going to be much more fulfilling to us than making a lot of smaller purchases. And also, it's going to keep our space cleaner. And the last one, number five, it is totally okay to go into a store and not make any purchases. Sometimes you just want to go in and you have a look around, and definitely don't feel pressured by anyone or any worker to make a purchase because you may not have any use for that purchase. So definitely really think about it. It's definitely okay to go into any store and not make a purchase. So I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any other tips or tricks, definitely put them in the comments. I read every comment. And of course, you're helping the rest of the community here. And I just want to remind everyone again that the Sustainable Human Workshop is now on my website. And the link to check that out is in the description of this video. And I hope everyone out there is having an awesome day. I am super grateful of everyone in this community. And I will see you next week. So have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.